Hi everybody and welcome to Lazy Cat Tarot. Okay, another reading, another day. This is a reading for Scorpio for the Lionsgate Gateway on August 8th. It's a portal where the veil is a little bit thinner. There's a high support and vibration for manifestation, and it's the ability to manifest through the limitations and the restrictions of the planet of Saturn. So let's get a focus card, Scorpio. Get right to it. Nothing is popping out. So we're just going to shuffle. Okay. All right. So the first one you've got here is surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Okay, so this is about just being on guard. Are you the kind of personality that's maybe on guard a lot? Are you a little bit reactive, a little bit emotional? Maybe not always, but right, within this time period, perhaps. There's definitely something around that. There's something that you're feeling defensive about, that's for sure. Then you have surrendered to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. Okay, so this is about being in alignment with yourself and surrendering the idea you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try and fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. So this is defensiveness within a relationship. And this relationship is not the most nurturing relationship. There's conflict. There's things that aren't being seen that are there, and the relationship needs to shift and it needs to grow. So the defensiveness could be around the communication, or lack thereof. Maybe there's not really communication. Maybe you're just not communicating in a similar way. You're not really ready or willing to hear each other. Let's get into some tarot and see what kind of messages we can get to clear that up. That's very interesting, Scorpio, because it's connected also to your soul's path, which means that maybe the universe is putting some things in front of you because it's time for you to grow, and perhaps your partner or your significant other or others, whatever your commitment is, perhaps it is that they're not in alignment with where you're going, and so there's some conflict there. That happens. That'll happen. And quite often when one of us grows, the other, if they're vibrating similarly, will help propel them to grow, and then vice versa, right? But then when one person starts a path, a journey, and they're really elevating and the other person is not, sometimes that gap can really get to be big, because behaviors change quite a bit when you really start to tune in and follow your path in life. And you start to see things from different perspective, and you're not as defensive. You lose the need to be reactive and defensive and, get into all those 3D lowering emotions. You really do. So that could even be the conflict, is that, your partner still wants to tango in terms of conflict, and you're just not playing anymore. Could be as easy as that. But let's see. Okay, we've got a few cards, but not everything has popped out. So we're just going to cut, hopefully in a new place, get some new cards here, and see what the tarot has to say. Okay. So I read this in reverse as well as straight, because the messages are just really super clear. This is just a most phenomenal deck. Okay, you've got some major arcana here, Scorpio. You've got some fire, some air, some earth. You're just missing the cups, the emotions. You've got a couple of aces, so ones are going to be important for you. Wow, you got a lot of major arcana. Okay, here we go. So Ace of Laurels, which would be the Ace of Pentacles, and that is in reverse. So a lack of prospects. Be cautious of risky choices. Poor financial foresight. An opportunity may be canceled or delayed. Okay, so is this around money? Is this a money situation for you? You know, are you discussing your finances? Because what else could be in here besides your finances? Making risky choices. So maybe it's just not about finances, but it's about just choices in general in your life, you know. But you have the Queen of Laurels on top of that, which is almost at the end of that same suit, you know. So this is a motherly figure, independent, grounded, makes a comfortable home, and has common and business sense. So this could represent a person in your life, and it's a feminine energy. And it's an energy that embodies the idea of the card, but it doesn't have to be a feminine. It can be any identity. But this is someone who is very common sense, reasonable, kind of like your granny, you know. She'll give you great advice. She'll bake you cookies and she'll pat your back, but she's not going to coddle you. She's not about all the feels. She's not going to enable you. But she's got the good common sense of how to run a home, how to run a life, how to budget, how to manage. That's this queen. So despite the fact that there's some riskiness here, or has been, you've got this queen energy coming in. So this could represent literally a person that's coming into your life in the next couple of weeks. Or Scorpio, it could be that you need to embody that energy in order to overcome the sense of riskiness about choices there. And then we have your second Ace of Wands also in reverse, interestingly. So this is a lack of outlet, a way to channel your drive is unclear. Dig deep into your passions to move forward. Okay. So Wands is all about fire and energy and doing and action, right? So this is about you haven't been taking action. You're pent up, Scorpio. Whatever this is, you've allowed the stress. The stress is mounted and mounted within this relationship, and something's got to give because you have no way to outlet your tension, no way to outlet your creativity. And that's leaning into more of this, right? It's leaning more into the drama and the damage and the fixing someone. Oh, okay, yeah. You can't fix someone. You have to see it exactly for what it is, and time to shift in the relationship. That's right. So have you been taking too much accountability for your partner? That's what's coming through at this point is, you know, your partner's not elevating, is causing some conflict. It could be you, but it feels more like a partner. But take it either way. So you could be the one that's really, you know, going all, and your partner could be the one that's trying to elevate things, or it could be the other way around. It feels like the other way around to me, but all right. You've got the Four of Laurels here, which again is Four of Pentacles. So this is, you may be unhappy despite your wealth. You're looking for more. So you're just bored, like you're stuck. You and your partner are stuck here. You're stuck in a rut, in a situation, Scorpio, where things are just, you know, you're not happy anymore. They're not happy anymore. Neither one of you, you've sort of fallen off your path and you're stuck in this situation of feeling defensive, and one person is blaming the other person, and one of you doesn't want to be accountable for your choices, and, you know, is not making the best choices for themselves or you as a couple. So then you've got the World, or the Wheel of Fortune, which is Major Arcana in reversed. So you have to accept that some things are out of your control. Identify what is in your power and what isn't. And that goes right on top of identifying, you know, people being accountable for their own behavior, and you can't make excuses for them, and you can't fix them. They have to fix themselves. They have to have that desire, take that initiative. We can be there to support another, but only to support. And you've got to really be aware of the difference between support and enabling, right? Because there's that fine line, and it gets blurry, and then you slip and slide, and here you are, is what it feels like to me. So then you have the Five of Swords, and this is in reverse. So realizing your ambition is damaging you, and bonds, and it needs adjusting. I've never had that. Realizing you're ambitious is damaging to you and your bonds. You need to adjust. Okay, so this to me feels like it's the ambition of this other, and they've just gone maybe willy-nilly with your finances, Scorpio. They've gone off and they've done their own thing. They've just sort of gone rogue. It's creating defensiveness in you because you're now seeing so much more clearly that this is not something that you can handle by yourself. Whatever it is, it's not healthy, and it's not healthy for either one of you. And it's really taken you off the path of intuition and, you know, your inner knowing. And it's just created this thing where you're always on edge, right? But they can't be fixed. They have to do it themselves. And this card is just affirming that this person in this relationship, they're still doing it. Like they're being risky. It's being called out. Okay, so now you've got, I'm going to read these backwards. The 10 of Swords. And the 10 of Swords in reverse is that you're stalling. You're making, ouch, you're making the end more painful. Sorry, my foot hurts. And you've got to get closure. So you are going to have to do something. You may have to separate yourself from this person. You may have to separate yourself from this situation. You may have to have a very clear conversation to set boundaries, and then be willing to follow through with whatever it is you say, because the outcome is it could go either way with them, right? So whatever you say you're going to do, you have to be willing to do that no matter what. So then you have two other major arcana to end it. You have Justice in reverse, which is running away from consequences. Lies and hypocrisy may be clouding justice. So whoever this is, like, it's not good anymore. There's some shady character activity going on here, you know? And then you've got the World in reverse as well, which is another major arcana. And you've stopped just before you're achieving your goal. So you may not be taking all the steps to get there. Refocus, because your goal is so close. So you've tried. Scorpio, you've tried with this person. You've tried over and over again, and you keep getting it thrown back in your face, is what this reading says. And sometimes you just have to reach a place where you need to put yourself first. You should always anyways. But at this point, you know, the cards are really saying that as much as you've put into this defensiveness is not serving you anymore. You have to see the situation with this person for what it is, and that they have to fix themselves. You can't fix them. You know, you can be present from a distance, you can set new boundaries, or you can make the decision to just walk away. But it's whatever's happening, it's affected your finances, it's affected your emotions, and it's stalled you on your path. And them also, right? So let's get some final messages. And this is let go, let go, let go, and lighten your load. Then sail freely through the open door to inner peace. Yeah, that makes sense, because you've been carrying so much. A gentle touch like the softness of a feather brushing your skin. Be sweet and kind to yourself and others. So you've been really taking it. You've been taking it. You've been giving it to yourself, and you know, someone else has really been giving it to you as well, and you've been taking that, you know, and it feels like it's from a place of initially that you just wanted the love, you just wanted them to be okay, what the situation, the relationship. But the longer you're in it and the more you see clearly, you know, and the more it stresses you out, you're seeing that it's not in alignment, and that things definitely need to change. It's definitely, it's time to close the door. Perhaps, you know, perhaps. Okay, let's get one more message here, and that'll be it. Okay. Here we go. So this is the truth statement. Oh, the trigger statement is, this is around acceptance. There you go. We must remember is the trigger statement. But the true statement is, I'm free of the habits that do not serve me. So, lay down the armor passed down to you from your family. Release the habits that are not serving you, and forgive on behalf of generations past. Okay, so whatever this is long-standing. The way that you've been handling this is a way that you've been shown and taught and have believed in, and now you're evolving and you're shifting and you're seeing through a new sense of maturity and understanding that this is not serving and this needs to change. So, Scorpio, this is a bit of a tough read and it's a deep read, but honestly, in the end, if you can push your way through it, it's going to feel so much better for everybody. But it's always harder before you take the action, right? The anticipation always makes us feel more nervous than the actual event itself. We make the story so much bigger in our heads. So, you know what? Stop stalling, stop procrastinating, stop enabling, you know, build your strength and come through and do what it is you need to do. All right, Scorpio, this is your Lionsgate reading for 2024. Thanks so much for sticking around and, you know, listening to it, as challenging as it was. Remember to live big and to shine your light bright. Until next time.